Watch me, nay, nay. Why me do it? Now watch me whip. Watch me, nay, nay.
You are watching America Trends, where we cover all the hot topics of the day. I'm Barry Nussbaum. Our poll question today: Hillary's closest aide, Huma Abedin, was an editor at a radical Muslim journal for 12 years. Is that a valid issue in this campaign? Vote on that at u2america.com or the U2 America app. Download it if you don't have it already. You're not going to believe this next story. Billions of dollars have been raised by Christians in the United States and around the world to, get this, support the terror group Hamas. Lisa Benson, my buddy, is here to explain it. Lisa is the host of the highly regarded radio broadcast, The Lisa Benson Radio Show for National Security Matters on Salem's AM 960 The Patriot, and she's heard around the nation and in Israel every Sunday. She's also the founder of the National Security Task Force of America. Welcome, my friend, Lisa Benson.
Oh, good to see you again, Barry.
You're the best, my bestie. Thanks for coming.
Bestie.
Okay.
Yeah, this is quite a story.
Let's talk about it. You're telling me a named terrorist group, Hamas, the world over known as a terror group, is getting tons of money from Christian charities? Tell me it's not true.
It is so true and so hard to believe, but it is the truth. World Vision International, that has affiliates in 70 countries around the world, federated agencies, and in the United States, who raise $2 billion a year. It was found in June, but not known to us until August 4th, when Shin Bet released the information out of Israel, that one of the humanitarian workers for World Vision International, who was responsible for humanitarian projects in Gaza, actually had been caught funneling tens of millions of dollars to Hamas. Now, what does that mean exactly? How did that happen? Well, World Vision International is not the only entity, non-governmental, non-profit organization in Israel that has been doing that. Apparently, Save the Children was involved, and the United Nations Development Project. All money, up to 60% of the money, was handed over to Hamas.
I'm stunned. So, in churches across America and Europe, yes, parishioners think they're helping the needy in the Middle East, and in reality, the money's flowing to terrorism. And Shin Bet, which, as you and I both know, is the internal intelligence arm, they're the FBI, as it were, in Israel. They just figured this out a few weeks ago?
They have been investigating it for almost 5 years. 5 years that they know of. This money comes by churches, but what we have found out, and what we sort of have known about World Vision and Save the Children, especially World Vision. Let me just be very clear. They do a lot of good work around the world, but they work with 12,000 churches in the United States that have a replacement theology preaching style, where Israel is not as important as the church itself. It's a very hard concept for mainstream Christians to understand, that the church supplants Israel, where many people, obviously Christians, believe that the chosen people are in the land of Israel. But replacement theologists, Methodist churches, some of the new liberal mainstream churches are preaching this replacement theology. They're demonizing Israel. It's anti-Semitism. It's anti-Zionism, anti-Israelism. It is the same place that boycott and divestment comes out of. Some Christians are giving without realizing and don't belong to replacement theology and think that they're giving to Palestinian children and Arab Christian children in desperate need. In fact, the investigation showed that not one Arab Christian child received a dime.
Let me stop you there, because that was one of my questions. You're saying no money went to Arab Christians. All of the money went to Arab Muslims run by a terrorist thug operation that literally is killing their own people. If you argue with Hamas in Gaza, you end up thrown off a building and your family ends up with something similar in frequent cases, correct?
It is correct. They were using Christian money to funnel weapons, materials to build tunnels to kill Jews in Israel. It's the most heinous, insidious, nonprofit fraud we have seen. It's right up there with the Clinton Foundation. And so the trial, the gentleman who was the Hamas guy who was captured and is now indicted is Mohammed el-Halabi, and he will be on trial. And as the trial goes on in Israel, we're going to see a lot more and hear a lot more. They've also indicted someone from Save the Children and someone from the United Nations Development Project.
Okay, so let's talk about, so that's what's going to happen in Israel. What's going to happen here at home, Lisa? What's the ramification, and what are these charities saying now that they've been busted? A, I don't know if they knew where the money was going, but B, now they know, right? Now they can't say, hey, we were trying, we thought it was all going good, but it wasn't. So what's the response? What's the fix? How's their reaction?
Excellent question. Well, World Vision is saying a Hamas leader infiltrated World Vision. And we're saying he's been doing it for 5 years. Here's the part. In 2007, World Vision changed themselves from a 501c3 nonprofit status to a church status. They do not have to file any 990s, no financial disclosure statements to the IRS. So all the money they raise, where the money goes, nobody knows. And that is how they get away with it in 12,000 churches in the United States. And the books were cooked, obviously, on the Middle East side, and we cannot see them. And until they show their books, or until we demand that they show their books, or there's some legislative action that stops them, they just want you to believe that somebody infiltrated them, but it doesn't appear that way to those of us who are investigating.
All right, so last question, Lisa, we'll wrap it with this. Is it going to change? Are people really angry? Are they not giving their money to these idiots anymore that are supporting terrorism?
We won't know that. I believe from my perspective that there will be replacement theology preachers in America that will continue raising millions and millions of dollars to World Vision and Save the Children.
God, I hope you're wrong. America, stay tuned with Lisa. She'll give you the updates. Thanks for being with us, hon. We appreciate it. Up next, your social media comments, and we're going to find out the poll results. Don't go away.